Good evening, ladies. Happy Wednesday. Today is Valentine's Day, of course. I'm sure that's why everyone is kind of like offline right now. Happy Valentine's Day. I hope you guys have enjoyed your day with your family and friends and significant other if it applies. So I will make sure to not make this meeting tonight not too long, not to hold you up tonight. And hopefully you guys can watch the recording and while you're driving, or hopefully actually when you're sitting, because you want to be taking notes tonight, because I'm going to be laying out a schedule for you guys to simplify coaching to help you so that you are more focused when you're working and you can be present when you're present with your kids, with your significant other, and that way you're able to feel like you're accomplishing something, and not be emotionally tied to the outcome. And that's kind of why I got stuck for a long time, emotionally with not helping people, because I was so emotionally tied to getting a yes, and not realizing that, you know what, if I'm doing the vital behaviors every single day, I will impact someone's life. And so I want to share with you guys tonight how you can start making a significant impact in your business by getting a little bit more organized and having focus in your schedule. Because what happens is, with this business, is that you feel like you're working all day long if you're spreading it out, but what you're in reality you're doing is scrolling Facebook, or liking someone's comment, post here, or liking it here, or commenting here, and not really having like a real business habits or actions, the ones that are business building activities. What we end up doing is the fun stuff, right? Doing posts and maybe pictures and creating stuff. But in reality, what will move our business forward is what we do in the background, that things that no one sees. And so I want to break it down for you so that you can start applying this every single day. We went over in the last month, a month and a half, the daily activities, right? Our daily vital behaviors, which was, you have to drink your shake, you have to work out, do personal development, and then do like the basics of the invites and follow-ups, right? We were doing like these daily checklists. But today I'm gonna actually break it down for you on how much time you should spend in each of those areas, and some tips that might help you to stay focused during that time. So I'm going to be breaking it down for you in different categories. But before I do that, I know that most of us are building this business while working full time. So, we have limited amount of time, and majority of coaches do that. They build their business while working full time. So I will explain how we do it. Okay. So first things first, obviously if you're writing this down, you can write it on your calendar, or in a notebook, and then eventually turn it over to a calendar so that you can take a look at it. So before you can schedule your business hours or your business daily activities, you want to obviously put in the times that you have that are non-negotiable. You have to show up to work, right? From 7 to 3, or 8 to 4, or whatever those hours are. You got to block that out in your schedule, right? Because those are givens. You can't do anything about that. You have to show up. And in most cases, you can't work your business during those hours. So you have to block out those times in your schedule, every single day or 3 times a week, whatever schedule what your weeks look like. That's the first things that you want to do. Second thing is, you can't coach anyone unless you're taking care of yourself. So you have to schedule in your personal time, your time when you are taking care of you. And what does that entail? It means doing your workout. It means doing personal development. It means drinking your shake. And there are coaches, that sometimes are struggling in the business. And the reason why is because, I asked them, like, how are you doing your workouts? How are you doing your personal development? And usually they're not doing personal development. That's like not even considered, and they're occasionally doing their workouts. So that's where you kind of have to really start being disciplined when it comes to your vital behaviors, because if you want to help people, you have to be taking care of yourself first, and being the example, right? Many times what happens with this business, people get burnt out because they're not taking care of themselves. And so if you honestly want to make a greater impact in this, you have to be showing up every day, and you have more things to post about when you are working out, when you are transforming your body, when you are eating healthier. And those things are what inspire other people to see a busy mom or busy woman, full-time working woman, still fitting it into their schedule. So those are 2 blocks that you have to definite you have to put in your calendar, and that you want to set some time every single week on your calendar. And it's good, good time to do this is on a Sunday night when it's quiet time, kids are probably sleeping, and every single week, putting out your week, what your expectations are for the week. And me and my husband, in the last year have started to do our business meetings on Sunday nights, where we sit down and we go over our schedule for the week so that we can coordinate and we can help each other to succeed in our goals. And it's actually helped with the communicating, because it has allowed us to be able to coordinate. And even though he's not, in the beginning he was not all in because he didn't get this, and he didn't realize like how serious I was about the business. But when I sat him down and I would explain like, hey, Wednesday nights are my team calls, and on Monday nights I'm doing this mastermind meeting, and then on this day I'm meeting with somebody, or having a phone call to make. It allows you guys to not have that resentment against each other and your schedules, because you're coordinating, and it allows that peace of mind, so that especially as a mom and as a woman, you gain that support, especially if you have children. So that was really important for me to be able to do that. Then after that, right, what the most important critical piece of building your business, what should you be putting on your calendar on a daily basis to build your business? All right, so here's where I want you to pull out your notebook and pull out a pen and paper, and start to write these blocks down. So the first block I want you to write down that you want to set time for every single day. And that's networking, or adding people to your network. And I know for our veterans, you guys know what that means. That means adding friends to your Facebook, or adding followers to your Instagram. For our newbies, it's just being able to add people to your Facebook and your network, and reaching out to people, not physically inviting them, just like adding people to your account, and people that are like-minded people. So like you, through groups that you are part of, or maybe people that you meet in person, just adding them to your Facebook, saying, hey, why don't you add me to on your Facebook? And or through hashtags, through Instagram, and which I'm kind of still learning on my own right now. I've kind of really focused on Facebook for the last 3 years, and kind of been moving towards Instagram a little bit more, and researching hashtags. But that's a great way to also network and build your business, and finding people that are like-minded as well. So that's the first block, and you want to put next to that block 45 minutes. Now I know that sounds like a lot. If it's too much for your schedule, again, you guys can adjust these time frames. But if you want to move your business forward and want to be aggressive, you want to put in more time. Now, if you're just starting out, maybe 15 minutes of that a day. You can start with 15 minutes, but put in a time block that never changes, because you want to put your timer on. I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again, that when you set a timer on yourself, and you do 15-minute counting back, it allows you to be focused. You're not distracted by notifications. You're not distracted by messages. You're just focused. 15 minutes of networking, adding people to your network. The second block is relationship building. So new messages. Relationship building doesn't mean just liking someone's post, or commenting on someone's post. Relationship building.
on? What are you doing over?
So relationship building, it involves, hold on, hey. Hold on, let me see if I can switch this gallery view. Okay. I don't know who came on, but I'm gonna continue talking just so I don't stop because I'm recording right now. Okay. So the second part, the relationship building part, is where you're actually messaging people. You're not just liking people's posts. You're reaching out and just your hey girl messages, connecting, saying thanks for the ad, whatever it is, but you're connecting on a private message. You can set, again, 45 minutes for this. But again, if you're just starting and you're like, I don't have 45 minutes for that, do 15-minute blocks. Again, put your alarm clock. You have to time yourself. You have to set that time limit. And that will give you peace of mind too at the end of the night, saying like, you know what, I gave my all in each of those time blocks and I was focused. The next block that I want you to put on there to write on your piece of paper is inviting. So I know we've talked about this before, and there's so many ways of inviting, right? There's inviting to free groups, inviting to a challenge group, but you have to be inviting every single day. And that's kind of why in the last month, I've been putting that as a checklist because a lot of people that are trying to build this business, they ask, when I ask them, like, what are you doing on a daily basis? Yes, they're doing the networking. Yes, they're doing relationship building. And when I come to the inviting, they're like, well, it's been a few days since I've invited, or maybe a week or two, or I invited 1 or 2 people. And I'm like, that's crazy. You'll never get anywhere doing that. So you have to be reaching out to people. You have to be contacting, and you have to be sharing. Like, not sharing this opportunity with people is selfish. And I know you've probably heard that before, or for our new people that you haven't probably heard that. But, honestly, if I didn't have someone share this opportunity with me, I would not be where I am today. And so when I think about that, when I think about where would I be 3 years ago, if I had never been introduced to this opportunity, where would I be? I would probably be working on a medical surgical floor still, doing 13-hour shifts, exhausted all the time, not having time with my kids, not having the freedom that I have to live my passion and do those things that I love to do, and creating this nonprofit now because I'm absolutely passionate about helping women, to get out of their own way and be successful, right? All those things. The foundation was that foundation came from someone inviting me to this opportunity and inviting me consistently. I didn't say yes until a year after I was invited to this opportunity. So you can never stop inviting someone to an opportunity like this, because you never know when they're going to be ready, when they're going to say yes. And when they do, I promise you that you have no idea how this opportunity can change their life. And so when I talk about inviting, before I used to be terrified, I used to be embarrassed, I used to feel like I was a salesman, but now I'm just like, no, this is an opportunity I cannot keep shut about. And I will scream at the top of the mountain every single day, and you see me posting every single day, inviting. And it's not just on posts, guys. Here's the thing about inviting. Inviting does not count as just throwing a post out there and saying, hey, join me. No. You have to be privately messaging people every single day, and you have to have set block for that. And it has to be consistently different people, right? You're not going to be inviting the same people every single day, because you're going to harass them, you're going to scare them away, right? You want to do it strategically. And if you want, I can share a system for that as well. I have a template that I'm slowly creating that I can share in this group as well throughout the weeks. So for time block for that, again, I would do 45 minutes, but if that's too much, do another 15 minutes. You want to mimic the same time blocks. For me, I personally do inviting part, I probably do a little bit more because it does take a little bit longer. And I do want to focus on making sure that the message is personalized to each person. I don't just throw out some copy and paste messages. I want to make sure it's personalized to each person. The next block I want you to write out on here that you want to put on your calendar on a daily basis, okay? And this kind of goes hand in hand. It's 2 things in one block, kind of. So it's the inviting and follow-up. So follow-ups from your invites. you've heard this before again as well with the money is in the follow-ups. That's where I get people that sign up or that start working with me is from follow-ups. It's from follow-ups from a month ago, from 3 months ago, from 8 months ago, from a year ago, when they finally say yes. It's in the follow-up. They say that it takes approximately 7 contacts or 7 invites before you get a yes in most situations. So the sooner you can invite, the sooner you can get to that yes. So you want to be following up, and then the new conversation block, which goes back to the relationship building. So those 2 blocks, you kind of combine them together. And again, that's another 15 minutes, or if you're hustling, if you have big goals this year, and if you want to attack this aggressively, then you want to put it to like at least 45 minutes for that time block as well. And if you have to, guys, if you have to break up these times throughout the day, like one block in the morning, 45 minutes, and then in lunchtime, 45 minutes, and then in the evenings, 45 minutes, right? You can break these up. Obviously, we're full-time workers, right? And so sometimes we have to break it up. So don't get bogged down on having to sit down for an hour and a half, 2 hours, if you have to break it up. But the key thing is to have your alarm clock on and time yourself. And as soon as that timer goes off, you stop and you go on to the next block. And that allows you to not get distracted by notifications from funny videos on the news feed, or from messages from other people, right? You don't answer messages while you're doing this. You don't, unless it is related to the time block that you're focused on at that time. Okay, so you want to be focused on that exact activity at that exact time block, and no other activities. This is why it's so crucial, why you want to talk to your significant other in the beginning of the week, so that you guys can coordinate, you can get that help, so that you are focused. And obviously it's not perfect. Trust me, there's times, like right now, my mom, thankfully she was here, but I would have been alone with the kids, and you probably would have been seeing the kids crawling all over me, screaming in the background, right? Sometimes it's not perfect. Especially as being a mom, it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be, rainbows and perfect situations. Like, nobody builds a business in a perfect environment. Like, there will be sick kids. You will be sick. There will be situations that come up. And like my little guy today, he ended up falling and having to go to the ER. My husband took him to the ER, and thankfully he's okay. He didn't need any stitches, but circumstances come up, right? But, if you face this business, this opportunity, as like if you were a CEO of your own company, what would a CEO do of their own company, right? They wouldn't call out of work, right? They show up every single day in, day out, rain or shine, sick or not sick, they are showing up. And so that's how you have to look at this opportunity every single day as, you know what, I'm my own boss. And so I have control of what I do with my business, with this opportunity, and what I want to get out of it. No one else has that control but you. So when you face it that way, no matter what, and showing up even when it's not perfect, even when you are sick, when things are just not going the right way, you just show up, because doing that day in and day out will create that compound effect. All right, so going off to the next blocks, because these next couple blocks are important. Before I go to the next one, the last one, I'm going to go to the next one, and this is the maintenance block. This maintenance blocks, what it involves is, here is where you're going to touch base with your challengers, your other coaches, and you want to be able to be reaching out to them, but you want to make sure that you're not like messaging people all day long, because obviously we don't have that time, right? We're full-timers. So what I recommend is touching base in your groups, in the morning and in the evening. And also maybe personally messaging that each of, those challenges in the morning and the evening. Split it up, 10 here, 10 there, or 1 here, 1 there, however many people you have. And you want to leave it at that, right? Once you message them, once you go in that group, you get out and you don't go back in, right? You want to set the example also of your time is valuable, and you are disciplined with that, right? Because you want to show people that, you know, they can do this too, even if they're working full time. Because if they see you going in and out of these groups, which I've done, trust me, this is has been a big mistake for me as well, is that I'll literally be working all day long and I feel exhausted at night because I haven't set boundaries. I haven't set time limits. And then I scare people away because they're like, oh my gosh, I have to do that too. I have to be on social media all day. I have to be messaging people all day. And they're like, heck no, I can't do that. How am I going to do that? I'm a full-timer. I work full-time. So, you know, setting those time limits allows other people to realize, like, hey, I can do that too. You know, I'm a full-timer, but I can build my business. I can build my future doing this part-time. So, you know, set a block. You can do 30 minutes of that too. And then the last thing. Here's the last thing where I've had a hard time doing, and I'm working really hard this year to improve this area of my life. And this is unplugging from social media, unplugging from my phone, just putting it away and setting time just for family, just for me, you know, for family. You know, I got into this business because I wanted more family time. I wanted to have quality time with my family. And so what does that mean? I have to unplug. I can't just be scrolling Facebook while I'm sitting down next to my kids. That doesn't count as quality time with my children, right? And trust me, I made this mistake for years starting this business because I thought I had to be constantly working every single minute of the day. And I was feeling exhausted and burnt out. So you have to set a block out. You decide how long that could be, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever it is for you. So so that's what you would do. And then, you know, if you want to be all strategic like me, where you block out these times, you color code them on your calendar. I know you probably, if you're on the phone, you're not going to see this, but watch the replay and you'll be able to see the picture that I'm showing right now in our group. So, you know, I block out times and I set the times. I set times for myself. You know, that's always a must. I always set my own personal development time, my own workout time, because that's important. You also want to include your meal prepping and planning time of the week. And then, of course, like your business hours, your times that you're working to build your business, to build your income. So those things are important. But obviously, you have to set times that are around your work schedule. So I hope that helps, guys. Like I said, I'm going to try to keep the video short. I don't want to keep you up anymore. What I want you to do is actually go and do this. So I hope that you took some notes so that you can then open your calendar, start planning out your weeks, and make it a consistent habit every single Sunday or Saturday, whatever day works for you in the evenings when the kids are in bed, and set some time for yourself and plan your weeks. You know, you want to do this on a weekly basis. You know, if you write out your whole month, it can be overwhelming. So do it on a weekly basis. And, you know, in the mornings is kind of a good time to look through your day's schedule and make sure that, you know, it aligns with your priorities, that you set time for yourself, that you are setting time for your business, and then you're setting time for your family. And that really will help you to stay aligned with your priorities, with your vision, with your goals. And doing this on a daily basis, guys, this is how you start to change your life. It's one step at a time. It's not going to happen overnight. It's being consistent. And that's where I feel I have grown the most is in consistency, is in having that discipline. It's not easy. You know, most people want to give in to temptation and just vegging out after work. And, you know, it takes this, it is paying the price to be successful. You have to pay a price. You know, you have to give up TV sometimes. You have to give up maybe going out on the weekends. I have done that. Trust me. And you're like, geez, I don't want to do that. I want to have a social life. Trust me, I do too. But sometimes you have to give up things that you want to do now to be able to do them later and do them even more than you did before. Right? So I want to have like 8 weeks of vacation a year. But in order for me to have that, I need to make sacrifices now. And so you have to be willing to delay gratification to get the reward later on. So I hope that, you know, I have inspired you to get disciplined, to get focused on your schedule, and to start showing up for yourself, because, you know, there's a reason why you started this journey in the first place. You have to always go back to your why. Why do you want this? And look back at your vision board, and look back at your goals, and remind yourself every single day why you're doing this. And make sure you put some fun into it, right? You don't want this to be drudgery. You don't want this to be torture. It shouldn't be torture. You should have joy in the journey. And that's exactly what I've started to learn, is that, you know, to enjoy the journey, to enjoy the process, and grow with each step, grow with each failure. And, you know, with each no that I get is another opportunity for me to grow and figure out a better way to approach the next person I speak to, the next post that I put up. You know, I'm always constantly reevaluating myself every day, every single month, and figuring out how I can improve myself, my process, so that I can impact more people's lives. And so I hope that you take this to heart, and I hope that you apply these different lessons, and I hope that you do actually do this activity, if not tonight, but in this weekend, as you prepare for the following month, and as we go into pushing for our goals. You know, I know you guys can achieve it. I know you can achieve your ranks for the next 2 months. For our newbies, you know, we'll talk a little bit more about what ranks we're talking about, you know, emerald and diamond. What does all that mean? And I'll explain a little bit more about that one-on-one basis, based on where you're at. And really, I want to help you guys achieve those goals. I really am looking forward to creating this diamond retreat for you guys in the fall, and pampering you, and really rewarding you for your hard work. And I want to see you succeed more than anything else. And so this is kind of why I hope that you follow me and keep doing these daily things, these weekly tips that I give you guys, and hope that you're able to see that same success that so many other coaches have been able to see in their business. So I hope you guys have an amazing night. Happy Valentine's, and I'll see you guys next week, same time, same place.